Oh, yeah. I'm gonna call that. Nice little single. We'll cluster it, hit a couple more singles and see how we go. So whenever you suck, just call it a cluster. Act like it was programmed. Say cluster. If you ever get bodied on a weight, just say ISO and say you were doing an overcoming ISO. Foolproof logic there. Really can't beat it. All right, 5 more. All right, what's up, YouTube? We're back with another video. Brand new equipment, new mic, new camera. Gonna experiment with this, so first couple videos probably gonna be a little bit rough. Working angles, working lighting, working editing, making sure the sound's working. But hopefully it's a huge upgrade. This morning I was getting ready to work out, and I was dribbling a ball, and when I was dribbling the ball, it smashed my mic in half. And I've been thinking about upgrading equipment, getting a new mic, getting a new camera, and thinking about taking these things seriously. And this morning completely smashed my microphone, my little cheap microphone I had. And I took that as a sign from the universe that it's probably time to take this a little bit more seriously and upgrade stuff. So I think that's a good message, that you pay attention. The universe will kind of tell you which direction you should go in life. And I don't think there's a ton of coincidences. I think there's a lot of messages over and over sent to you that if you pay attention to it, will kind of take you in the right direction. So today we are gonna rip some max effort lower. We are about 14 hours late on my lift. It is like 8:30 p.m. So hopefully we get this video up in time before midnight. I've been having trouble uploading these videos. It takes forever. Like yesterday I uploaded my video at like 6 and it didn't upload until like 8 p.m. So I got to figure out a better posting schedule or a better way to post there. And I'm sure there'll be some hiccups in editing from the camera to YouTube. Hopefully, I think it'll be pretty easy actually. But I don't know. Whenever we have new equipment, it kind of has a little glitch. But anyways, we got sumo deadlifts today. We got some hurdle jumps. So we're gonna try and get everything done and in today. And anything we don't, we'll get done in tomorrow's video and rip, and I'll kind of show you my process there. But yeah, hopefully all of this stuff's working. I'm pretty pumped for the upgrades, and let's crush it, dude. Let's do it. Let's go. All right, so we'll hit set 1 here. Just bought a fancy new tripod and was having an existential crisis trying to figure that shit out. And was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to set everything up today. And then I just hooked it up to my $15 tripod that I have over here. So I might be a little bit out of camera. Got to bump this back. But we got 5 rep max on the sumo deadlifts today. I'm just going to build these up. Again, not super great at deadlifting, much better squatter. And that's why we deadlift more, to build it up. Not suck at it anymore. So we'll keep building up weight here. We've got jumps supersetted with this, so in between these, I'll hit my jumps, I'll record those and show you and kind of talk about those as well as we go. But let's rip it, let's do it. Hopefully you can't hear this music. So in between, we're ripping. We got 30 depth drops today. 5 pounds weighted there, pushing the height on those. I'll show you those. We'll kind of rip all of our deadlifts in between. All of these, I'll put all the deadlifts together probably. That's how I see it in my head. And then we'll hit jumps later. So we got depth drops, jumps, single leg bounds going through. Building up 5 rep max here until we can't do it at all. Already hit our swings earlier today. It was a really good swing day. I was actually locked in this morning. I was ready to lift. Felt like I slept well last night, was ready to go, had some pre in me. So it was a really good swing day. Swings are not being cut off. It'll be cool to look at the swings with this camera. But yeah, just gonna kind of rip here. A little bit more like mentally tired than anything. I fucking spent forever trying to run around all places. Best Buy, bro, you suck. Best Buy, you suck. I kept trying to call this one Best Buy. So I ordered the camera online from Best Buy today. 2 places said they had in stock. Both places didn't have them in stock, but allowed me to buy the $800 camera without telling me they weren't in stock. So I showed up to the place. They're like, well, we don't have it in stock. We have everything else, so we can ship it. I'm like, well, that doesn't do me any good. I'd rather just like get the return for the camera. And like, well, we might have one here. And I'm like, well, I don't want to drive 20 minutes again to go pick up the camera. And I wasn't being a Karen. I was being cool with them. I dapped them up, you know, like swag it, see if we can get our way. But kept trying to trial this other Best Buy, and you cannot get a hold of the actual person in Best Buy. You're talking to an AI robot the whole time, and then once you get through, you're talking to a corporate person. So you never actually talk to the person in the store. So we could not call the store to see if there was a camera in stock. It was insane. So spent all day doing that, messing around with that, and then charging the camera, figuring that out. So a little more mentally exhausted than actually physically exhausted. So it'll be interesting to see how we rip today. We got a ghost citrus in us right now. If by the end of this YouTube series I'm sponsored by Ghost, I have made it. That's the only reason I bought all this stuff, is if you can just sponsor me, Ghost, that would be amazing. Only citrus flavor. I don't really like the rest of the flavor. Well, I like the rest of the flavors, but it's not even close. Citrus is number one. Anybody that says differently is kind of dumb. And there are a lot of dumb people out there. So here we go. It's probably you if you're listening and you don't like it, Henry. 315, just keep adding plates until you can't add plates. Kind of simple deadlift metric today. Nothing too fancy. Just pick the weight up, put the weight down, and if you're really strong, do way more than me. Oh, that was not even. Last set before the pump cover comes off. I'm trying out a new spot for the mic. We'll see how it, I wonder if it picks up that music. That'd be really annoying if it did. Might have to mute that in between. Yeah, we'll go 365 next, 4 or 5, keep bumping it there. Throw belts on for the next one. After 4 or 5, I'll probably start adding straps there, just so it's not the limiting factor. Didn't feel too bad there. Continuing to push these depth drops. Hitting the point with these depth drops where the feet are feeling it, and that's good. That's when I know I'm pushing those, which feels really nice. We got 5 pounds in each hand. Keep showing those. Yeah, simple rant there. For the people that like watching YouTube videos, you guys should respect YouTubers. Holy fuck, trying to set up all this stuff, pain in the ass. They make it look so easy. I was like, bro, with my iPhone, I guess I have my iPhone down, so it's just like, throw your iPhone anywhere and just talk, but my God, trying to set this fucking camera up, it's a pain in the butt. I gotta learn how to do that. But yeah, last set with the pump cover, then we'll rip, let's go. So, looks like the microphone might be dying. I charged one part of the microphone and not the other part. So we're in a hot streak with technology right now, killing it. We'll see what we got for some rants today, but like I said, we're pretty mentally gassed. Not a lot of words are coming to the head today. Might just be a lift and go day. It isn't great for a sumo day, because if I can talk a lot during a sumo deadlift day, then you guys don't have to look at how little I sumo deadlift. So it's not ideal, but at least we got the quad showing, and we rip. So let's do it. Easy. We'll rip some of these jumps here. Keep pushing the height until you can't do it. This morning we were ripping some of these blindfolded, so that's a good little challenge for you. I really wanted to record that, but turf's taken right now. Kind of packed out there, a little bit overstimulated. Kind of catch myself at the end of the day. So I'm mentally exhausted, and there's a lot of outside stimulus. I get pretty overstimulated. It's not my favorite feeling in the world. So if I'm not as flamboyant as normal, it's because there's a lot going on out there. I think that's a big reason why your environment's so important. Like your lighting, your daily stress, all these things. Like the more you pay attention, the more you realize just how much some of those smaller things throughout the day really take away from what you're actually trying to do. And the more you can eliminate that bullshit, the better the things that you want to do end up being. So I had too much of the bullshit in my life today, and feel it, like outside stimulus getting to me. And I think for the longest time, I just wasn't aware of what that feeling was. I would just like be angry or crabby or any of these things. And I think now that I'm aware of it, I realize what's happening. Now it's just perfecting your life or changing your life, cleaning up your life, so you don't have to deal with those things. So I think that's why it's important to surround yourself with people that you enjoy and not do things you don't enjoy. And I think you can put a lot more energy into things, and I think a lot of people are more drained than they even realize. But all that to say, let's jump this fucking hurdle. Come on, bitch. Oh, that was gross. What the fuck are you doing? Ew. Come on, dude. You can clear that hurdle easy. That was supposed to be a warm-up jump. So that was a good start. Really killed that one. Oh, camera ready. Kind of like these tight spaces. It forces you to jump in a little bit different spot, but yeah. There you go. You just keep bumping it up until you can't. Until you get body. Going through. Jumping, I've been feeling pretty decent. I think the depth drops help a ton with the actual jumps. But if we get 40 inches on a jump mat, that'd be pretty baller. Probably sitting at 35, 36 right now. So got a little bit ways to go, but haven't really pushed it in a while. So this will be ascend here. I bumped that up way higher than I thought I did. Here we go. Come on. Oh, almost took that. I got that. That's something where mid-air, just get in your head, you think too much. I think I could clear that pretty decently easily. Just inhibited myself. I've been catching myself doing that in my swing too. Just inhibiting the swing to control it in situations where I shouldn't. I should have more fun, should free play with it. I think that's why play is such a nice aspect of things, is like a lot of times, especially on the jump mat, you see people inhibit themselves. They think too much, they stress, they get tight, especially when they know what the jump mat is. The best jump mats are when you're like 3 weeks removed from doing a jump mat, because it's new, another new stimulus, and you're excited to do it again. Once you kind of know your number, that's one of the best ways to plateau in a metric. Same with flying 10s. You just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You start to expect the same number out of yourself, where give yourself a couple week break and you get excited to PR. So here we go, come on. Oh, come on. You can clear that. All right. Come on. Get up. Come on. Easy, let's go. Come on, baby. Woo! Keep pushing these depth drops. It's interesting to see how high this thing will get me. I feel like I'm definitely gonna be out of camera here. I have to look at my legs here. We're stepping up onto here. Same thing we've been working on, but now we got the 5-pound dumbbells in our hand, 30 jumps total. This is set 15 through 20 right here. So sticking that landing, attacking the ground. Here we go. Nice. So when I'm on the turf, I can put this against the wall and it's very stable. Here, it's not as stable. So I was going higher before I started recording and I was definitely gonna fall, and I was not doing that on camera. Man, that would be, I mean, it would be good content, but that shit would hurt falling from that far. Ooh. So I really like the balls of the feet, man. The balls of the feet are on right now. Feel it. It's almost like they're bruised, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, they're ready. Ooh, yeah. Come on. 2 more. So I like dropping off a higher height rather than jumping off a higher height. Because I think, again, you inhibit yourself when you jump. I think when you have to drop, it forces you to go. So I think higher height on these is better than jumping to get height. I'm just jumping to get height because I don't trust my little platform here, but just a little 2 cents there. Ooh. But even if I had just raised that and then dropped, think I would get a little bit higher than what I'm pretending to do when I give myself a little hop off of it. Ooh, there we go. Boom, back to some deadies, let's go. So one of the things I think is kind of cool too is like, I got my body on a pretty good schedule right now. Like, I have found a way to, I used to have one creative period throughout the day where I was like dialed in and had that period. And I've kind of extended that to 2 creative periods. So I get a kind of a period from, it's like 9 to 11-ish. If I'm hitting softballs and lifting for that long, it gets bumped out like 10 to noonish, but I get that midday one. And then from like noon to 3-ish, it's kind of like my siesta. It's when I eat a little bit of food, I eat my breakfast, just kind of do some administrative work, and my brain's not totally clicking in that sense. And then after from 3 to like, it's usually 6-ish, really going. And then after 6, when all that creative process, and that's usually when I make the post, do those type of things, from 6 to whenever, it's kind of the cool down period. I'm saunaing, I'm doing some administrative work again, answering DMs, doing that type of stuff, and kind of got that dialed in. And I think when you deviate from that schedule, I think a lot of times you can get stuck in these brain ruts right here. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. I'm not a very scheduled person, but I've shifted more scheduled, and the more I've done it, the more the body is adapted to, this is your time to create. And I think treating my ability to create like my job, like it is, and accepting that rather than thinking it's kind of some woo-woo-y thing, has been really helpful for me, because now it's like, how can I optimize my life to create and be as creative as possible, be as in the zone spiritually as possible, so I can write and create content that I enjoy. So just kind of thought process on creating schedules and sticking to them, and what happens when you kind of get out of that rut doing other things. All right, let's go. Oh, I gotta throw a fucking clip on there. God, that thing was tipping. Man, I'm bad at deadlifts. Woo. Not bad at them. Just haven't done them for long enough. First deadlift, this will probably blow you guys' mind. First time I really deadlifted for the first time, I was probably 22, 23 years old. And that's for real. Again, this is, I think, the power of your words as a coach. I don't got one. The power of the words as a coach, that when you tell somebody something, they sticks with it, good meaning or not. And I was told deadlifts were bad, and bad for your health and bad for athletic performance for the longest time. So not only did I not do them, and I don't think I would naturally be great at them anyways, just because my build, definitely more squatty, but completely avoided them. Did none of them and thought it was the stupidest thing in the world, stupidest lift in the world, because it's what I was told, that it would kill my athleticism and it would hurt me. And I don't think it's something that'll make or break you athletically. I think I've done all right without them, but I don't think it's something you should cut out of your program for either of those reasons. And I was just kind of told that and didn't do it. So I was 22 years in my life before I started deadlifting ever. And it was just because it was during COVID, I didn't have a squat rack. So maybe it was 23, might have been 23 during COVID, but I was in my parents' like fake exercise room that we had. And I had a barbell, I had my 2 red pads that you see here, and then a bunch of random weights. So that was the first time we deadlifted, pushed the deadlift there. But my God, am I terrible at it. And trying to pick it up and get good at it again. My body doesn't really respond super well to deadlifts. Definitely feel like I could squat every single day with no issues. Like I feel really good squatting. And I start to deadlift, and I start to feel a little bit more stiff. But again, I think that's just because there's a lot of muscles that I'm pretty weak with. It's a very inefficient movement pattern for me, and something that I should be doing more, and I'm trying to do more. And I think a lot of the pulls in Olympic lifts, super helpful with that too. It's like implementing Olympic lifts again too. And that's one thing Will Rattel talked about. Not so much the pulls, but like when you're cleaning, you can get a lot of front squats in too, getting underneath it. So you're getting squat work and pull work done in the same thing. I think it's very efficient lift. So yeah, we'll keep ripping. I'll probably do one more set here. Add like 10, maybe a 15 to each side. Rip it for, send it for 5 for you guys, and then we'll get to some accessories. Let's do it, quick. Last set here, gonna be a little bit of send. Just threw 25s on like a fucking meathead. So this is where Instagram would let me get away with getting one of these. I throw it up like I fucking owned what I was supposed to do that day. And YouTube's gonna humble me a little bit because it's supposed to do 5, and if I get this for 5, probably a fucking miracle. A little bit, honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But maybe we see what happens here, squad. So, I'm gonna throw this in here. It doesn't roll on me, but I'm gonna have to get psyched up. We're gonna have to rip it. Let's go. Whew, come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna call that. Nice little single. We'll cluster it, hit a couple more singles and see how we go. But I just dropped that on my sled, and that's not gonna be good for me. After that, a lot of times if I don't like the volume I got in with the working up to heavy reps max, I will just hit an AMRAP. So I'll drop some weight, just hit an AMRAP to get some volume in after, especially on lifts I stink at. And I think one of the things, especially with deadlifts, it's like adding more reps to a squat isn't crazy for me. Like, it's not that much crazy harder, but deadlifts, man, the difference between 1 rep and 2 reps is fucking insane. Like, I could pull 30 more pounds with 1 rep than I could just with 2. It's pretty nuts. Gas out very easily. And again, I don't know, obviously a lot of it's strength, but like that spine really does not love that flexion position with that herniated disc. And so a lot of times I think more of it's like a protective mechanism, and just trying to get it out of that protective mechanism, letting it get used to reps again. The body's just responding to what it's used to, and it knows that if you do a lot of that position for a lot of volume and a lot of weight, it gets hurt, so it stops you from doing it. That's my belief anyways, especially with my own body. So if you can get out of it like, okay, it's all right to rip a bunch of deadlifts, it'll be like, oh, and you just prove that to yourself, prove it to your body over and over again by doing it. So rip this for an AMRAP, and we'll go from there. Really should have thrown on clips. God damn. That thing is way offset. Fix this. There we go. Oh. Well, let's hit 5 more. So whenever you suck, just call it a cluster. Act like it was programmed. Say cluster. If you ever get bodied on a weight, just say ISO and say you're doing an overcoming ISO. Foolproof logic there. Really can't beat it. All right, 5 more. Come on. Yeah, there we go. All right, on to accessories, then we're going to bed. Fuck, way past my bedtime. Then we go to some accessories. Whenever we do hinges for the accessories on for the main lift, or so if we do hinges for the main lift, bilateral hinges for the main lift, we will end up doing unilateral squats. Kind of a simple way to do it. It's not always that way, but it's a really nice, simple way to do it. Make sure you hit all the fucking buckets that you want to hit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But we got some dragonfly squats. We got 6 seconds down here, just floating all the way through, holding that position, then we come back up. We'll push the mobility there as we start to open up. Really like these for the glutes. Oh. So we got today, a little 2-minute quasi iso here, lowered this lunge, finish off with a little clearance of the system. So 2 minutes, rip in here, place an EDME, rip through. Try to actually pull into this position as I sink. At the end, we will pull up, slow it down, not too much to it. Keep squishing that back foot back until I can feel like I get a good pull into the position. Slowly lowering and pulling into that position. I feel like you want to die during, but now total flush, baby. Should have elevated so I had a little bit more room to drop, but you should see this quad vein I got going right now. It's pretty nasty. Strength length, baby. At the end of all these quasis, we really want to explode up out of it, finish the rep strong. Drop the weight and go. 30 seconds left. Come on. Come on. Oh. Yeah. Oh, holy fuck, bro. All right, so just finished up. We're gonna see how car talks go with this camera. So mostly an experiment here, but oh, this is a poor angle in this parking lot. Our parking lot is packed, which is a good thing. It means the gym's full and nobody's going out of business. But finding parking here is crazy. Anyways, we gotta buckle up. Safety first, people. Felts. Felt all right today. It was not a killer lift by any means, and honestly, felt a little whiny at some points. A little sorry for yourself, you know. You get those little fucking pity parties throughout there, and I did not mean for that to come across at all in the camera. Not trying to. Nobody needs another whiner in their life, right? So not trying to do that, but my goal with these YouTube videos is to keep it as raw as humanly possible. Not even raw like that was an emotional fucking fest, but like days that suck, show the days that suck, and days that are good, show the days that are good, and days that are just middle ground, show the days that are middle ground. And today would be a day in the weight room that sucked. The rest of today was fucking really, really great, but not trying to clean anything up. That's my whole goal with a lot of these YouTube videos, because I feel like that's what Instagram is for everybody. Like, everybody just cleans it all up. I've talked about that over and over again, but it's just not super realistic to me. And I just want to show people that, like, there's a lot of shit days. And I'm saying shit days in a training, not shit. There's shit days in life too. Today was not what I would consider a shit day in life, but just shit days in training, or days that are just not everything is amazing. And I think a lot of times people get confused when you can clean it all up on Instagram and make it look pretty. So, and I don't want to do that for myself too. It's not even as selfish as that is. It's not even for you guys. I just want something a little bit more organic for myself. I think Instagram kind of burns me out sometimes in that regard, and yeah, just long form, like actually just what did I do today? What did I think today? How did it go today? And you don't have to clean anything up, and be authentic like that. But don't want that to turn into like whining or woe is me, or like anytime you're bad, you have a reason for it. I'm literally just trying to think out loud and process some of those thoughts. And mostly for me, for the ability, I talked about rifting, like, can I rift until I make sense of what is happening? And I've found that when I'm in that podcast type setting, even if it is a podcast towards myself, I'm much better at processing what is happening, what's going on that way. And I find a lot of gold nuggets that way. And you guys are going to go through a lot of shit nuggets until you find the gold nuggets with me. So I'm going to drive home and make some steak, and I got a protein shake waiting for me at home, so that'll be nice. Tomorrow's our off day at the gym, so that's why it's like 10 p.m. right now. The only reason I'm lifting so late today is because we don't have sessions on Friday. We used to go the traditional Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at the gym, and then all the athletes were showing up fucking hungover or drunk on Friday, like a bunch of degenerate college athletes. So switched our schedule to Monday through Thursday so they can have their Friday off, and then I get my Friday off as well. So got a consult tomorrow, I got a podcast tomorrow, and then post, and then I got a baseball group tomorrow that I train, more of a fun group there, a bunch of high schooler guys there, really good content. That's one of the things I talk about is like Yoakum strength. I realized like 2 years ago was turning into such a cleaned up like society. Like, I was filtering so much on the front end, which is amazing. Like, my community is so filtered out to people that want to be where we are at, people that believe in our mission, people that believe in what we do. So there's not a ton of shit that we have to deal with. There are people that basically came in believing what we believe, and you can switch people over and do it, but it was not like that at the beginning, and it was not like that when I worked at the college sector. There was a lot of getting people to trust you, building up a relationship with people, and you still build up a relationship with people, but actually get people to believe in you in that process. And I think the high school, like working out with some of these high schoolers, you really got to get them to believe in you, and it's fun. I really enjoy that process, but it's much more, again, or of an organic thing rather than where Yoakum strength is kind of it's already filtered for me. It's like, it's just a bunch of weirdos. Like, they came to my page. Anybody that trains with us is weird in some sense, right? Like, you came to my page, you're like, well, this dude's fucking weird. I like it. Like, if you said that, you should be concerned about yourself. If you like what I do, you should be concerned because you like a weirdo, which means you're a weirdo. So welcome to the weirdos. Welcome to the group of weirdos, and that's what we got. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna hit some impulses and accessories tomorrow, and probably a little bit more talking. We hit our 4 main training days. And I think that's the thing too. It's like, just showed up today, and not that you don't get a fucking trophy for showing up. Like, I think that's a big part too. It's not like, oh, yay, Austin, you showed up today, you're so great. It's just the process of like, when, let's say, I don't know how to talk about this in a sense, like, my mental health is not as good. If I'm more down in the gutters, I don't have, and that's why YouTube's super nice. There's a lot of days where I wouldn't even show up. And when you don't show up in those days, when it was like I didn't even get to the gym till 8:30, and I'm supposed to be up at 6, and you end up skipping that day, and you just start that process of skipping, just show up in those days. It's not for your fucking participation trophy. It's to like continue to build the blocks for something. Do your duty as a human being, and do your job there. And again, that message is for me more than anybody. But I think the process of showing up, that's what today was. You showed up, you got some work in, you didn't set any PRs, didn't do anything crazy, and then tomorrow you do the same thing. And after 5 years of that, and this is in a relationship, this is in a business, whatever this is why posting consistently is so important. This is why writing consistently is so important. It's why reading consistently is so important. It's why talking to people is so important. Like those bricks that you continually build up, it has nothing to do with the big spikes. And this is where a lot of people get in trouble. They get super hyper to go do something, and they get a lot done in like 2 weeks, and then nothing, and then there's nothing. They burn themselves out because they stopped showing up. And what you need to train yourself to do is take advantage of those peaks, those manic moments, those moments where you are fucking on fire. You take advantage of those and you crush it for those 2 weeks. But when you're not crushing it, you still show the fuck up. There's going to be weeks in training where I feel like the fucking man and I'm crushing. And weeks in business where I feel like the fucking man, I'm crushing. Everybody's signing up. And then, and this is, once you have enough data points, there'll be months where it's just shit. And if you don't have enough trust and enough faith in yourself, this is where everybody quits and everybody gets burnt out. And truthfully, it's because we're not special. And we realize that in those moments. We're not special. Oh, fuck. Like, I was crushing it for 2 weeks. I thought it was LeBron James. I thought I had everything. I thought it was figured out. I thought I had the answers. And then after those 2 weeks, after that fire goes away, the universe tests you a little bit. And it's like, okay, do you actually want this? Let's find out. And you'll go, maybe it's 2 more weeks without having this feeling again, without knowing the complete direction you're supposed to go, without having that absolute motivation. Maybe it's 2 months. Maybe it's 2 years. Are you going to show up for 2 years? Are you going to continue to do that? And the universe will test you over and over and over again like that. And that's where you can beat, not even that you're trying to beat other people out, but that's where you can really cement your legacy, is in those 2 years where you don't know what the fuck's going on and you're just showing up. You're just showing up. So when it does happen again, those 2 weeks of fire, that inspiration, that idea does pop up, you are ready. And honestly, I think that's what YouTube was for me. Like there was an 8-month period where there's just a lot of fucking question marks in what I wanted to do and where I wanted to take this. And I'm not saying YouTube is the answer to everything, but I just knew like I wanted to do something. I had an urge to do something else. I was burnt out with what I was doing. I didn't know. And I was just showing up and continually posting, continuing doing things. And again, I understand that a lot of my life is very, very privileged at where I'm at right now. I'm not saying I was in the gutters or anything like that, but just didn't have direction. I didn't have that fire. And when I don't have that fire in my belly, when I don't have that absolute direction, I feel, and a lot of people feel this, I'm pretty lost, pretty helpless. Like, what's going on? What do I need to do? Like, what's happening? And in those moments, you just got to show up. Just show up, sacrifice daily, do your duty as a human being, and prepare yourself for when that moment does arrive. And when that moment does arrive, you're going to be so happy that you did, and things really start to make sense. So again, I was riffing there, but I'm gonna go drink a protein shake. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go edit this video for you guys. I'm gonna get this up before midnight. It is currently 10 p.m. So I'll get everything live for you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in to all of this. And again, when this makes it, which I have stupid belief in myself. I believe this will make it. I believe YouTube will be a thing. You guys will be one of the first. So that's pretty cool. So appreciate you guys watching. Peace.